Good evening, folks, and welcome to Inside a Consolidated Channel 18. As always, I am Brock White. Joined by my co-host, the Dickinson Press's managing editor, Dustin Monkey. Dustin, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good.
Doing good?
Absolutely.
All rested up, back from your big weekend of Crosby and Fargo and everything in between. And
Crosby to Fargo to Garth. Yeah.
Here we are, right?
You went to Garth too, right?
I did too. We'll talk about it later in the show.
Yeah.
We can't not talk about it. It was a shared experience here.
It was good.
I think the whole state experienced it as well. Our guest in the studio this week is Miss Natalie Morado, here to talk about the Belfield Theater Revitalization Project and this weekend's big event, this Cowboys Hat, the Chris Ledoux Tribute Show, along with the Cowboy Hall of Fame there, our special Cowboy moments at the Belfield Theater. First, though, as always, the biggest headlines of the week, what's dominating going on around the area. We've been talking about this on and off on this show. We've talked about the overpopulation of our prisons in the area and the problem with recidivism. Funding is an issue now for the New England Women's Prison because they are at max capacity.
Always
and,
max capacity,
and beyond now, too, especially. And there's been some talks about the funding problem.
Yeah, and funding, obviously, the state has to cut 4% of their, state agencies have to cut 4% of their budget, and now when they're
might be 10%.
It's going to be 10% by the next legislative session. When they request their budgets, it's going to be 10% cuts from their previous expected. So the New England Women's Prison is a big part of that. I mean, that's one of our biggest state-funded agencies in our area.
Yes.
And not on top of that, they are experiencing overflow. They're 90% of the time they're at max capacity.
So your inmate rate goes up, and your employment rate goes down.
Well, yeah.
I mean, what do you do? You can't have that.
The big thing is for that prison, they're talking about how do we stem the tide a little bit and keep women, because the thing with the thing with the New England Women's Prison is, unfortunately, is that if you commit a crime in Fargo, you get sentenced. You have to come to the New England Women's Prison just to get, first and foremost, just to get put into prison, to get processed. The women in our state, when they go to prison, don't get processed in Bismarck. They get processed in New England. So that's an interesting issue of it too. So it's like, what do we do to keep some of these
different locations they can use for booking and shorter stays?
Oh, that and just keeping them out of the system. How do we keep them out of the system? Is there more money that the state can invest into treatment programs instead of this, or halfway houses?
Which we've heard from Rich Wardner and Wayne Stenjum on this show.
Kelly Armstrong, all those guys agreed with that. They were all there. Bucky Wolf, he is the Stark County Commission representative on of all the counties. Every county
on the board.
They have a board of directors. So to speak. I can't remember if it's really a board of directors or not, but this board of county commissioners have a say in what happens with this New England Women's Prison, because it is part of the Southwest Multi-County Correction Center. So Bucky Wolf has been taking, he's an outgoing.
He's in a very active role in that prison.
And he's an outgoing Stark County Commissioner. He's trying to get as much done as he can, it seems like, in his last month in office, so to speak. I mean, by July, he won't be a county commissioner anymore. He's retiring. So he's doing everything he can to set these guys on the right path to get that funding issue figured out, which is a good thing. And I mean, it's good to see the state legislators come on board. It's good to see that the Department of Corrections step up and say, yeah, we got to figure out something.
Well, there's obviously, they got to find a better way.
Absolutely.
That's all there is to it for sure. Speaking of changes and finding a better way, Richland Taylor High School is going to vote on a new school sometime in June, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of the schools in the area are going through that process right now, but they have quite the plan for the Richland Taylor High School they want to go with.
Absolutely. It's going to be a $12 million project. I think the system only has to finance $2 million of it, I believe, but or the district. But the thing is with that, you and I have been in there multiple times for speech meets.
I think we spent half my life there. It seems like in high school.
Yeah, it seemed like in high school, Richard.
It was the place to be. They
hosted every speech meet.
They had great NEF, I'll tell you that.
They did. They had great food. Yeah. Hopefully, greater food, because part of this is a new cafeteria.
Sure, yeah.
It would be a two-level school building. They would be able to get 5 through 12 in there, grades 5 through 12 instead of 7 through 12. The school district currently leases the old St. Mary's building.
We've been in many times.
Yeah, downtown in Richardton. So
old building to say the least.
It's an old building.
Very old building.
They do preschool through first grade, I believe, there. So they'd be able to cut out that from their budget. They'd be able to keep the preschool kindergartners, first, second, and third.
It's a long-term solution
in Taylor. Yeah, and I think Taylor School is still good to go, they say. So they'll keep kids there as long as they can. That's been a whole part of the deal when they decided to co-opt those two school districts a while, years ago. But long-term thinking is, one day that Taylor School is just not going to be viable anymore.
One day St. Mary's might be not too far down the road.
Exactly. So that's why they're trying to get out of there. June 28th, they go to vote on this bond referendum, and I mean, from the looks of it, it sounds like it's going to pass. I mean,
South Hart just passed theirs, and everyone's going through the same process.
Mott's going to go through that process here on election day.
It's a long-term vision is what it is.
It's crazy how many of our schools in our area are actually moving forward with building new buildings or trying to build new buildings. You can look at South Hart, Richardson, Mott.
Think about that, though.
New England's already got theirs done.
The school, let's say potentially on the road, it leaves your community because you can't keep up to standards.
Yeah.
And then what does your community become? It really becomes a shell of itself at that point.
Exactly. I mean, Richardson knows this too, and Richardson knows that, hey, we're only 25 miles away from Dickinson.
It's just a bus ride away if we're not careful.
It's a bus ride away.
Yeah,
and that's the issue with them. So hopefully I'm of the opinion I think they should do it, because you can't, like you said, there's no substitute for a good school.
Yeah, there just isn't. It's so much it brings to your town as well. Jeez, Bakken. We've always known it's a methane problem there. We've known that.
Yeah.
But as much as we thought, they think it might be less than we thought it was.
I guess we're not spewing as much hot air as we thought we were, huh?
I mean, we are. But the Bakken itself isn't the methane,
So, I mean, there's this new study came out, and we have a story in Thursday's paper about how this study claims that the atmospheric and satellite images, then estimates of how much methane is being produced
lower than we thought it was
from natural gas in North Dakota, from the oil wells, is lower than we thought it was. Which is not surprising, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but that was the big fear, though, for the past 6 years is, look at those flares and what you're doing to the environment, what you're wasting. And we know we are. We know there's a way to capture it and better use it. But
things are getting better. I mean, like I said, I took a trip to Crosby this last week and there and back, and every oil well still pumping, or most of them are, but the flares.
How was traffic on the way there?
Not bad.
Not bad. A little quieter.
Williston is still Williston in a lot of ways. I do like Williston's new their new bypass. Well, their bypass that takes you around to the northwest side of Williston, kind of takes you around, and then brings you back up about 4 miles north.
So you can jump through the entire town without having to cut in through the highway there.
You don't have to go through the highway. You don't have to go through 85 and cut back.
That's handy for truckers, especially. Yeah.
Yeah, I did go when I was going through. I'm like, I want to go through Williston. I want to see some stuff. I want to stop a couple places, and I did that, and just checked it out.
Sure.
But it's it's still a little busy. I had to stop at Culver's and get some frozen custard.
Butterburgers.
We could use. I didn't get a Butterburger, but I had to get some frozen custard shakes.
If I could wave magic wand and have two things in Dickinson, it'd be a Culver's and a Sonic's. I'm just saying. Cherry limeades are the best thing on earth.
Hey, developers. Think about it.
Let's talk a little bit.
Think about it.
I'll keep you in business with cherry limeades alone. I promise you.
But I mean, they're still doing construction on roads up there on the 85, and
there's still things happening.
Yeah,
it isn't the complete horror story we've heard.
No, Crosby's a nice little town. I mean, they've got their oil wells pumping there. This is the telling thing. I saw one drilling rig my entire.
That's the thing, yeah. We're still pulling it out. We're not getting to get it though, yeah.
And I mean, we filmed this on Thursday. On Friday's paper, for those watching on Friday and Friday's paper, pick it up. We'll have a story about director's cut coming up too. So the oil and gas division's director's cut will be today. So we'll learn a little bit more there too.
On the campaign trail, North Dakota's about to get a few more prominent politicians coming through.
We're a stop this month.
Trump is coming up next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. This week, they're coming up next week. Next week.
Yep.
Bernie will be in the area. Bernie Sanders will stop in Fargo this Friday, Fargo and Bismarck. And then next week, big old Billy Boy will be back in town. Bill Clinton, President.
Is it this week or next
President Bill Clinton will be in town.
Yeah.
Hillary's not coming, but Bill will be here to stump for her. They're coming through the area. They were in Billings, and they're going to be in North Dakota. It is.
They're fighting for us. I mean, the Democrats. I mean, Bernie wants our votes.
Definitely,
here.
He
wants the Democrat votes out here because he's trying to keep Hillary out of that magic number area, and she's close. But I don't know.
I think we've had this discussion.
I think Bernie's going to win in North Dakota.
We've had this discussion off air. Maybe I've had it with a lot of people. To me, putting my political pundit hat on, Bernie's staying in the race because he knows there's an outside chance Hillary could be indicted for the emails. At that point, she'd have to step away from the nomination, and it's his. So until that moment comes,
can we imagine a Bernie versus Trump election? I mean,
it'd be a crazy.
Saturday Night Live's ratings are going to go through the roof.
But I think that's why he's still in the race because mathematically it's still possible, but it's almost next to impossible.
Yeah,
it's a very outside chance for him to get there.
It's kind of like John Kasich. What are you doing?
Well, he finally dropped out.
What are you doing? Well, I mean. he dropped out, but he's still.
He was, keeping his name afloat. He sells some books now and stuff.
Yeah, that's why.
Some speaking
maybe try to get one of those that VP nod from old Trump. But
Trump won't get it. No,
but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. I mean, if you're a Bernie supporter, head out there. I'm sure you're already going. Go to Bismarck.
He's got a very passionate fan base.
6 o'clock in Bismarck. So I mean, it's for Dickens people. That's an easy drive.
Yeah,
I mean,
very easy.
That's an hour and a half drive, not even to Bismarck, and get there by 6 o'clock Central Time. I think I'd like to go just for the atmosphere, just to see what it's like. I want to see the people that are there.
We say this on the show, Rick. I encourage everyone to go hear both sides of the story, man. Just go listen with an open mind and make your opinion from there. Don't just R or D.
I'm just so curious as to what they're both going to say about North Dakota and if they're going to
energy
and energy and stuff like that.
Hillary feels about coal.
They're speaking to the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, they're speaking to their people here, but I just
we know
the mass population. The general population is not.
The Bernie crowd will be predominantly university aged.
Yep.
There'll be a lot of I want to say this politely. There'll be a lot of public. State employees in there, you know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah.
People that work for universities, people that work for the state. I think they have a lot of that there.
Yeah.
More union-leaning people, probably.
Oh yeah. Definitely the Hillary crowd too. So, but and Bill, I'd go see Bill Clinton speak no matter what.
Listen,
no matter what.
He's a former president. He should be respected.
Absolutely.
And he's also
he's a great speaker.
Super charismatic.
He's a fun speaker to listen to. I mean, I got to tell you what, I've gotten to listen to several vice presidents in my life: Cheney, Gore. I'd rather have listened to Bush and Clinton. I'll tell you that much, because they're a lot more charismatic.
I got to hear Condoleezza Rice one time, and God bless her, what a smart woman she is, and what a powerful woman she is. But she's having a hard time staying awake.
Gore was a snorer too.
Pretty cut and dry, those folks. But Bill will keep them on their toes, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's old Bernie, and it'll be good. And then Trump in a couple of weeks. We got a full slate.
A lot of news coming out of the political scene here in Dakota in the next couple of weeks for sure. We'll take a quick commercial break. Come back with our guest this week in studio, Natalie Marr, to talk about the Belfield Theater Revitalization Project and this Cowboys hat.
Consolidated is committed to providing advanced network systems and service to the business world, staying ahead of the curve by offering digital technology with voice over IP, Ethernet circuits, hosted telephone systems, as well as cloud-based networking. GNet fiber technology allows us to offer internet speeds up to 1 gig, making your network more efficient. Our sales and technical team take pride in providing state-of-the-art service to our customers. At Consolidated, we're here to listen and offer the most efficient solutions for your business.
All right, folks, welcome back to Insight. In studio this week, our guest, the Belfield City Auditor, here to talk about this Cowboys hat, the big show this week at the Belfield Theater, Miss Natalie Marr. Natalie, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me here today.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show, definitely. So tell us really quick, what's happening this Saturday in Belfield?
Well, we've got This Cowboys Hat Chris Ledoux tribute concert. It's going to be quite a production. We have Jesse Veter opening for the Chris Ledoux, Benny Paulson and his group Outlaw Sippin'. Before that, we have a social at 5:30, which will include some wagon rides, a roping contest, a mechanical bull contest, and a Western wear fashion show.
Wow.
So
where is this going to take place? At the theater, on the street, or a little bit of both?
Some in the theater, some in the street. Yep, and then we have a full lineup of hors d'oeuvres that are included with the ticket, and we're really excited about that. So. There will be a bar.
It's a Western weekend.
It is. Yeah. It is a Western weekend.
That's awesome.
Just talk about some of the work you guys are doing with the Belfield Theater. I know, that it's been shut down for a couple of years now, and you guys are really putting in a lot of time and effort to fix that place up, and yourself, obviously, more than most.
Right. I am a participant of the North Dakota Rural Leadership Class 5, and as a part, to be able to prove that I can lead within my community, you pick a project. And the community, I was hearing how passionate they were about this theater, and I thought maybe I should tackle that and bring it back and just bring some art and some culture and performance back to Belfield, and just make, because it used to be a real hub. People would come from all over to that theater. And they loved it because it was that original Art Deco, and it was just an old theater. They loved the feel of it. So I decided to pick that project and carry on with it. So I started a fundraising campaign. We needed to raise $225,000 because the theater needed a new roof. We need ADA bathrooms still. We're working on that. I've applied for some funding grant. Needed just a lot of love. There's a lot of great bones there, but it needed a fresh coat of paint, We spruced it up. I kept it the original kind of Art Deco. I changed it a little bit,
part of
changed
the
the
charm
colors.
of the building. It really is.
Yes, yeah. I think that when people enter the building, there will be a lot of nostalgia there. I really do. They'll come in and go, wow, and that's part of what will keep them coming back. Not only the events we'll be holding, and the new motion picture equipment we'll be getting, but
that's what I was going to ask you. So the movies are coming back then too.
Yep, the chamber donated $70,000 for the new projection equipment, and it's so cool because we removed these big beasts of equipment that they had there before, and
the
all
old
this
reels.
all the reels and the rewinding equipment and splicing equipment, and it was amazing to see. Now they'll come on a jump drive.
Yep,
and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, you stick it right in the computer and screen.
That's it.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
it.
So what's going to happen with all that old film equipment then?
Actually, we're going to display the original equipment in the new projector or in the projector room because we'll have a smaller
room.
size. We'll have room now. Definitely have room now.
Yeah.
So we took the old doors, the original front doors, and we're going to use them as a viewing case and
Nice.
put the
Very
original.
cool. Very cool.
The Belfield Theater was the first theater in North Dakota to have CinemaScope or projection and magnetic sound all, in North Dakota. So that's pretty.
That is really
important.
cool.
It was state of the art at that time. So
Are you guys going for historic designation at all?
yes,
Or-
working on that.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, I've started with my pictures and filling out my application. I have contacted the Historic Society of North Dakota.
So what are the plans going forward besides cinema for the theater? Are you looking at bringing performance back to it as well with the stage? I mean, because it's a great venue and just the charm of it, like we said, is really cool.
Right. Well, I don't know if you are aware that I'm partnering with Kevin Holden, the producer of Special Cowboy Moments, and the North Dakota Cowboy Association. They kind of really helped this project to
Push it along.
And kick it off to bigger and better, which I'm really grateful for. So they have a lot of neat things planned. They're bringing in a lot of our live stuff
Cool.
for us. So this is just the first of many, many great events to happen at the theater.
Awesome.
So.
Just any more, talk about the bands that are going to be there this weekend. Outlaw Sippin' and Jesse Veter will be there. Who else?
Band Kramer.
That's the 90s band.
That is. That's the 90s band. I guess there's going to be some dancing going on.
There'll be a little twist for the country western crowd there.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be great. And that's towards the end of the evening after
And
the
of course,
country
the
western.
main event, though, the big draw is this Cowboys Hat, the Chris Ledoux Tribute Show, presented by Outlaw Sippin' Productions.
Yep. And for those of you who don't remember or don't know Chris Ledoux, I'm sure a lot of you do. Chris Ledoux was a rodeo cowboy. Is he saddle bronc rider? I can't remember exactly if he rode bulls or saddle bronc, but off the top, he probably did it all back.
Right out of Wyoming.
Right out of Wyoming. He turned into. He always wrote cowboy poetry.
Underground star for a while.
Star. He wrote kind of cowboy poetry, which transitioned into country music, and in the 80s and 90s became a huge star.
Monster star.
And kind of was an influence for everybody from, Garth Brooks and everybody big in the 90s was influenced by Chris Ledoux. So I mean, a lot of people still around here still know the man's name.
He's held in fondness in a lot of people's hearts in the area.
He really is.
Because the music really resonates to our lifestyle up here and the country western attitude.
Upper Midwest, Rocky Mountain area. So yeah, absolutely.
And I know he's a hero of Betty Paulson's.
Oh yeah, big time.
Who is he's a rodeo man himself and turned country singer, I guess.
He will do, I think, a very true and accurate tribute to Chris Ledoux this weekend.
I really
agree.
do. I think
agree with you.
If you're going to have anybody kind of be Chris Ledoux on stage, Benny's going to be that guy.
I wish I could be there. It sounds like a great event and a lot of fun. And really quick, so are tickets still available? Can you buy tickets for the event still? And where can they get those at?
You can buy them online at eventbrite.com or you can come down to City Hall. But I would definitely get them fast because we're expecting a full house.
And the word is spreading fast too.
It is. And our ticket sales are going really, really well. We're impressed with that. So
very cool. So this Cowboys Hat and North Dakota Cowboy Association and Special Cowboy Moments this weekend at the Belfield Theater and part of the big project going forward. This is just step one of many, right?
This is step one, and I want to encourage anybody who wants to donate to our cause.
Absolutely.
Rescue the Belfield Theater. You're more than welcome to send in any donations to P.O. Box 5, Belfield 58622, or you can drop it off at City Hall or down at the theater. We appreciate anything to keep us going in the community.
Is there a website or anything for the donation, like a GoFundMe or anything?
Not yet. No, we're working on that. I've been a little occupied with some painting.
Painting carpet and projectors.
That's right. So, no, but we do have a Facebook page. You can check it out. We keep you updated. We've had a lot of volunteers cleaning, helping us paint. Contractors. I have an electrical contractor and several building contractors who've donated their time and materials to help us.
How generous. That's great, yeah.
That is awesome. I mean, we extended the stage We removed some seats, so there'll be some great dancing room.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going to be awesome. So
Sounds great.
Well, thanks for coming on, Natalie. We appreciate it.
Yep.
We
Absolutely.
hope your
Thanks
event
for
goes
coming.
off without a hitch this weekend for sure.
I'm sure it will.
We'll come back after this, look at the week ahead on Insight.
A bundle from Consolidated is your local choice for internet, TV, and phone at a better value. Our internet is now faster than ever with GNet technology. Get affordable, consistent speeds now up to 1 gig. Our state-of-the-art TV connections deliver more HD choices and convenient DVR options, including TiVo. Our local phone service keeps you in touch for less, all backed by exceptional 24-hour support. Make the local choice for a better value by bundling. Call or visit Consolidated online today.
All right, folks, welcome back to Insight. Time for a look at the week ahead. The biggest stories coming up this week in and around the area in the paper as well. Dustin, tonight, Thursday night, Stark County Commission debate.
It'll be a fun one.
It should be very not contentious, but a lot of stories coming out of that one probably.
Absolutely.
A lot of news.
2 incumbents on the ballot, Jay Elkin and Pete Kuntz. And then we got 4 newcomers looking to take, there's 3 spots open, Kuntz's, Elkin's, and then Bucky Wolf is retiring. So there's 6 people on the ballot for these 3 spots. You know,
Clarence Tuohy's running.
Former Sheriff Clarence Tuohy, who was, you know, unseated in a vote of the people earlier 2 years ago. His former captain, current Deputy Dean Franchuk, is running, and then former veteran service officer for Stark County, Leslie Ross.
Who has an open case against the county.
The county, wrongful termination case. And then John Frank, who is an area businessman.
Yep.
And he's I believe he's part of the Concerned Citizens for Stark County. And, you know, he's been very vocal, not really vocal, but very
It'll be a unique,
it'll
be differing viewpoints on the
It's going to be
the
a
position.
good one.
Should be really good.
I
yeah.
mean, I'm very interested in this race, and I would like to see how it's going to go down, because I mean, you have 3 positions open out of 5.
Well, there's some pretty weighty decisions to be
Right.
made about Stark County going forward. In the next 4 years, there's some big decisions to make.
And I think some things we don't even know yet. You know, we
Yeah.
don't know where the price of
Something
oil is
to
going to
come
be.
around,
We don't know
yeah.
what's going to happen there. I mean, I don't think we're going to have a boom of the boom scale before. But if the price of oil does come back, I mean, you're going to see bigger things happen here. And the Stark County Commission always has to weigh things on zoning issues and everything like that. So it's going to be fun.
City of Dickinson in the surrounding area lost a good friend and a great businessman just this week. DJ Charbonneau, after a long, hard fight with cancer.
17 months.
Just fought his butt off.
17 months, had a fight with cancer, had appendix cancer, to put it basically, kind of spread to a little bit of everything. It was just, DJ put up a great fight, and he did not let on that he was hurting. I spoke with his wife, Michelle, yesterday for about 20 minutes, and I'll have a story on him in Friday's paper, just, kind of the impact he had. He owned, part owner of Liquid Assets Bar, and obviously Charbonneau Car Center as well. He purchased that. He and Terry Dvorak purchased that from his dad, Don. It's been in the Dickinson area for years, and years. But DJ he's one of those guys that it's pretty much everybody knew who he was.
Great personality. It's always fun to be around.
Well, I said yesterday, we got 25,000 or so people in this town, and probably 20,000 were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everybody heard about it. Everybody was talking about it.
It's like I said, it's a big loss to our community, and of course our thoughts and prayers go to his family and his friends and all those affected by it. And just thinking about DJ and all of his, just thinking about him, all the good stuff for sure, definitely. Coming up, you have a feature graduations this week as well for DSU.
DSU graduations.
Yeah, a lot going on there.
So we have a feature on a we won't say who it is, but a feature on a DSU grad who did a lot of good things while he was at college. Some of our loyal viewers might even know. We'll just leave it at that. And then we're going to be covering another meeting on Friday, the day before graduation, about DSU President Tom Mitzel discussing with his staff about 6% budget reduction cuts.
It's going to be
it's going to be
purse strings are getting tight a little bit for sure.
Absolutely. So a lot of DSU coverage in
yes, a feature on a group of residents that are arguing, upset with the neighboring oil field service?
Yeah, that's. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
That's a
heck of a lead for you, right there.
It's a heck of a lead for you, but we're still working on that one. Still trying to do the diligence a little bit, but we have a group of people in Dickinson who are upset with a neighboring oil field service company.
In town?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like right outside of town. It's in the extraterritorial zone.
Okay.
So we're.
The outlying area.
Both sides of the story have a lot to say, so it's a good story.
That'll be people talking, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And then if you've been driving down Villard in the past 3-4 months. You've seen a lot of activity out of the former Bogey's Diner location. We got some information on that coming up.
We're going to have a story this weekend about what's going to happen with the old Bogey's Diner downtown.
Lots
so
of
that'll be a
rumors
good one.
And Nations coming out of that building.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to have a little bit of a tease too. That obviously, people have heard rumors about the old Green Drug Building being sold and everything like that. Sounds like that hasn't exactly happened yet. So yeah, and then also just kind of a we didn't put this has already been in the paper, but a good story I hope people check out is Jess Haroff-Lehman. It used to be Jess Haroff, now Jess Lehman. A lot of sports followers in our area know who she is. A great athlete out of Dickinson here. Standout athlete. She's going to start wrapping up her track and field career for the Minnesota Gophers this weekend during the Big Ten.
So if you get the national scale, really.
If you get the Big Ten channel, watch that track meet because they'll find her somewhere. She'll be on there. She's on a national level here.
She's done some big stuff in Minnesota.
She's a heptathlete. Yeah. She's a heptathlete, which is that's Olympic level stuff that she's doing, and I'm sure she'll keep working toward that. I'm not sure, maybe she will, maybe she won't, but she's got that opportunity, I think, and if she wins the Big Ten meet, there could be some opportunities there for her this summer.
Huge. No monkey business this week. Yeah. So how about some Brock's thoughts?
Brock's thoughts
about Garth Brooks this weekend in Fargo.
Let's talk about
the whole state was there. The whole state enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
I had to put it out there. That was my 9th time seeing Garth in 9 years. I'm a huge fan. Was this your first time?
No, second with an asterisk.
Okay. You saw him back in the day?
When he was in Bismarck when we were kids, I got to go. I was there, and I got sick before the show started.
Oh, no.
Couldn't make it through the whole thing, so that's what made this one a little extra special for me. I saw him when I was like 6 years old.
So now I was an adult, and getting to take it in. What were your thoughts on the concert?
I thought I'd have a heart attack if I did what he did. he's nuts.
Yeah,
he's
works
still
his
going.
butt off.
He works hard up there. I mean, for a guy who's in his 50s and riding the bull, so to speak, with the
jumping around, the camera, the whole works.
Absolutely, it's cool stuff. Everything that he does. I mean, I heard the Sunday show. I went to the Saturday show.
Sunday was awesome.
The Saturday show, for the special moment there, was that a couple held up a sign that said, "Garth, please sing." To Make You Feel My Love, because it was our wedding song.
Sure.
So he sang it to him, and they danced in the crowd.
That's awesome.
While he sang it, and then they cut the cameras back. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this.
I did too right now.
They cut the camera back, and the guy is like just shedding tears.
Yeah.
It was that emotional for him in that moment.
That's cool.
And
he connects on a personal level. He really does.
Yep.
And one of the best things I heard from a friend of mine that came with this her first Garth concert, she goes, he treats every song like it's his encore.
Yep.
He just works his butt off, and the crowd goes nuts. And so we're fawning a little bit, but it really is.
What did he close the show with on yours?
Standing Outside the Fire.
Okay, so
he closes all the tour shows with that. But the set in between, when he comes back for the encore and does the acoustic, changes every night.
And one of the guys we went with has Down syndrome. A friend of ours has Down syndrome, and he got up and he cheered for Standing Outside the Fire. That's his song, and man, did he enjoyed that.
Garth,
I asked
of course,
him afterwards,
a big friend and fan of Special Olympics.
And I asked him afterwards, like, what'd you think? Because he'd never been to a Garth Brooks concert before. He's a huge fan, and that made a moment special for us too. Is just to see this, this guy,
awesome,
friend of ours, who's just a huge fan.
What was
see that moment
cool for us was. There was a couple next to us. I was surrounded by Canadians all night.
No.
Winnipeg, Alberta, Saskatoon, the whole works.
Yeah.
So there was a couple, about 4 people over from me. They had a sign, and it was about the Fort McMurray fire.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, Garth, we're standing outside the fire from Fort McMurray.
Yep.
And they had the Red Cross phone number on there, text to donate. And they ran up real quick to the stage. We were about 13 rows back from the stage. And they're doing Standing Outside the Fire, and Garth puts the camera on the couple on the sign.
Nice.
And the building erupts, and you saw phones kind of go up, and people start texting, Red Cross, and it was really cool.
And I heard the mom tribute was Mother's Day tribute.
So I'm a mama's boy, 100% tenfold. My mom passed away 8 years ago, God bless her soul. She was the best mom in the world. All moms are the best moms in the world. He had all the people that weren't moms sit down, all the moms stand up, and he played mom acoustic on guitar. And he had 20,000 people blubbering in their seats and standing up, and it was really cool and touching.
Yeah, he sang that.
It was awesome.
Too. It was great.
Yeah, it was just cool stuff. So that's Brock's thoughts. If you haven't seen a Garth Brooks concert, go.
Go find a time.
I'm telling you, man, it's there's a Mount Rushmore of famous artists there. Elvis, Beatles, Garth. He's right on that list.
Yeah.
And it's a live show you've never experienced. I think, anything like that, because it's such a sincere connection.
It doesn't matter if you're even a huge fan of country music or not. I mean, if you know Garth Brooks, if you're a fan of Friends in Low Places, go see the show. Any song, you'll enjoy it.
Someone else said too, I haven't heard that song in 16 years. I knew every word to it.
Yep.
You know, it's so cool it was. So
absolutely
awesome stuff. I'm glad you had a good time.
You
for
too.
Sure. Big thanks to our guest this week in studio, Miss Natalie Marado, talking about the Belfield Theater Revitalization Project and this Cowboys Hat. Go check that out this weekend.
Check that out. That'll be fun.
Support local culture, local arts, support the theater. It's I think a great thing happening there in Belfield for the residents and the surrounding areas for sure. And we'll see you guys next week right here on Insight.